You always think you know people, especially your closest friends. I thought I knew mine. Let's call him Arjun. Arjun had always been the quiet genius type, the guy in high school who barely spoke but could solve math problems faster than the teacher. A little awkward, a little naive, but overall a good guy, or so I thought. When he got accepted into a prestigious university abroad, everyone was proud of him. His family threw a small celebration, neighbors congratulated him, and his girlfriend, Mira, cried tears of pure joy. They had been together since 11th grade, the sweet, almost innocent kind of first love, where every memory feels like a milestone. They survived graduation, moving to different cities for college prep, and when Arjun got into his dream university, they promised to make long-distance work. And honestly, it did work, at least at first. Time zones are cruel, but Mira stayed up when she had to. She woke him up for exams, listened when he was overwhelmed, and the part that became critical later, she helped him with his coursework. By helped, I mean she practically did his math assignments. Arjun's new university was brutal, the kind where you're drowning in problem sets before you've even learned to swim. And because English wasn't his first language, he struggled harder than he expected. So Mira stepped in. She stayed up till 3 a.m. solving complex equations, scanning pages, labeling steps clearly so he could understand them later. He never reviewed them, he just submitted them. Mira didn't complain. She thought she was helping the man she loved succeed. Little did she know, she was helping him build a life he'd soon share with someone else. Arjun had been abroad only 4 months when I noticed a shift. Calls with Mira became shorter, texts became drier. Every time Mira hung out with our friend group, she'd ask, "Do you think he's okay? He's been so distant lately." We reassured her. Time difference, stress, culture shock, all valid reasons. But then Arjun started posting pictures. Nothing suspicious at first, university buildings, some new friends, group dinners. But eventually, a new face started appearing. A girl named Lena. She was in one of his core classes, confident, outgoing, incredibly sociable, everything Arjun struggled to be. In every photo, she was always close to him, shoulder to shoulder, leaning in, laughing a little too hard. It happened fast. The late-night study sessions with Lena became dinners, dinners became movie nights, and the movie nights, well, you know how those go. Arjun didn't feel guilty, not really. His justification? She wouldn't understand my life here anyway. Meanwhile, Mira was still helping him, still solving his assignments, still losing sleep to help him pass classes. Arjun didn't just cheat on her emotionally and physically, he used her academically, knowingly, and continuously, while building a new relationship behind her back. It wasn't through gossip, it wasn't through me, it wasn't even through social media that Mira found out. It was his own stupidity. One night, Arjun forgot the time zones and texted Mira at 4 a.m. her time, "Babe, can you finish the last 2 questions? Lena and I might go out later." He tried to delete it instantly, but she saw it. Every word. She didn't respond. Not that day, not the next. Arjun assumed she was just emotional and went about his week with Lena, not thinking twice about it. But Mira wasn't quiet because she was sad. She was quiet because she was planning. She still finished his assignment. Every step, every equation, every proof style, all in her handwriting as always. Then she gathered something Arjun never thought she'd keep. Every assignment she had ever solved for him, dozens of them, with timestamps, course codes, and deadlines, all matching the exact solutions Arjun submitted. And then she wrote an email. To his professor, to the Academic Integrity Board, to the department head. She explained everything calmly, clearly, professionally. She included scans, screenshots, even the original handwritten notes she'd sent him. She didn't insult him, she didn't rant. She simply presented undeniable proof that Arjun had been submitting someone else's work for months. Then she clicked send. One email, 3 minutes of courage, a lifetime of consequences for him.
The email hit Arjun's university inbox at 6:12 a.m. his time. He didn't see it for another 4 hours, and by the... You always think you know people, especially your closest friends. I thought I knew mine. Let's call him Arjun. Arjun had always been the quiet genius type, the guy in high school who barely spoke but could solve math problems faster than the teacher. A little awkward, a little naive, but overall a good guy. Or so I thought. When he got accepted into a prestigious university abroad, everyone was proud of him. His family threw a small celebration, neighbors congratulated him, and his girlfriend, Mira, cried tears of pure joy. They had been together since 11th grade. The sweet, almost innocent kind of first love where every memory feels like a milestone. They survived graduation, moving to different cities for college prep, and when Arjun got into his dream university, they promised to make long-distance work. And honestly, it did work, at least at first.
Arjun spent the next 2 weeks in a haze of panic. He tried calling Mira, but she didn't answer. She didn't yell, didn't cry, didn't scold him. She sent one short message. I told the truth. You chose your actions. Each word felt like a physical blow. Lena ignored his texts and calls. The university bureaucracy moved like an unstoppable machine, processing his expulsion and visa cancellation. The night before his flight home, he sat in his apartment, suitcase open, empty bottles of takeout stacked around him, replaying every betrayal, every lie. He realized for the first time that he had underestimated Mira, not just her intelligence, but her patience, her planning, and her cold precision. She hadn't just caught him, she had orchestrated a consequence perfectly suited to his arrogance. On the flight back home, Arjun stared out the window, watching clouds drift by. In every reflection of the plane window, he saw himself, not as the clever, untouchable student abroad, but as someone humbled, exposed, and powerless. His parents met him at the airport, their disappointment palpable. Friends texted, some in pity, some in shock. And Mira? She remained silent, but the knowledge that she had won without yelling, without revenge, burned into his conscience. Every sleepless night, every solution she had written, every email she had sent had been a silent weapon. He had been defeated by her mind, her planning, her calm execution of justice. Arjun never returned to that university. His dreams of studying abroad ended. His academic reputation was destroyed, and his relationships fractured beyond repair. Mira moved on quietly, her dignity intact. And somewhere in that devastation, Arjun understood what poetic justice really meant. Betrayal has consequences, and when you underestimate the one you wrong, the fallout can be both swift and devastating. It wasn't just karma, it was a lesson in respect, integrity, and the quiet, unstoppable power of someone who refuses to be used.